everyone, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I'm excited to be taking part and have been invited to participate in the Holiday Cookie Exchange 2021 collaboration. There are 30 or more channels who are participating in this. Everyone is contributing a cookie recipe. There's going to be a playlist, and I will list all of the channels that are participating as well as a link to the playlist down below in the information box. This one is going to be fun. Today I am making my cherry almond snowdrops, and I can't wait to show you how these all come together. We are doing our virtual cookie exchange hosted by Jenny Gough over on her channel. There are so many channels that are participating in this collaboration. I was excited to be invited. Please be sure and check the list down below in the description box where you will find links to all the channels so that you can take part and take notice of everyone's individual videos. So many people on the list that I know and love, so many people on the list that are new, and I'm gonna check their channels out too, and I hope you will. So today, my contribution to this collaboration is a cherry almond snowdrop, and we're gonna be putting this dough, which is a very soft dough, through a pastry bag, but you don't have to do that. I'll show you another way. And it's a very soft, delicate butter cookie that has a cream cheese in its base, and we're gonna roll it in some powdered sugar after it comes out of the oven, and it's just gonna be delicious and festive, and I know you're gonna love it. So what we start off with is 2 sticks of softened butter, half a brick or 4 ounces of softened cream cheese, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 egg, 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 teaspoons of almond extract. This is an almond extract heavy cookie. If you are not a fan of the almond flavor, you can leave the almond out and just bulk it up with vanilla. It's not a big deal. We also have a teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I have some glacé cherries here that I have cut in half that we're gonna be putting in the center of each cookie. We also have a bowl full of confectioners or powdered sugar ready for when they come out of the oven, and we're going to just roll them in there so they become beautifully covered in a festive snow-like substance. So I'm gonna bring the mixer over and we're gonna start mixing up this dough. So I have my butter and my cream cheese in the bowl of my mixer. Today we're using my smaller KitchenAid because the Bosch is just too big for this really small batch of cookie dough. Now, you know, if I use my Bosch, I could make like 6 times this recipe and it wouldn't even phase it. So we're just gonna put this on high, and we're going to beat it until it's light and fluffy. Now we have reached a nice level of light and fluffy, and we're gonna go ahead and stream in our sugar. Just cream that up for a couple of seconds. You wanna make sure that you don't see a lot of graininess in there, so just let it go for a minute, and then we're gonna add our egg. And now I'm gonna add my egg right in. Now I have a beater blade on my mixer, so if you don't, make sure you stop and scrape down. I'm gonna go ahead and add in our extracts, and I'm gonna give that a whirl. It smells so good. Just go in with your flour, that's 2.5 cups, and our baking powder and our salt. And then mix this on low so you don't, get flour all over your kitchen. And our dough is ready to go. Now this is a very soft dough, which you need if you're going to be putting it through a cookie press, which is I would normally put this through a cookie press if I were going to do a shaped cookie, but today we're going to pass it through a pastry bag with a large star tip, and we're going to make these beautiful cookies. So I'll be right back and we'll continue doing that. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start piping our cookies. Now, I already did a pan, they're in the oven because I wanted to speed up the process a little so we can show you what happens after they're finished. But what we're basically gonna do, and I'm gonna turn my pan this way, is we're just gonna make a little ring. You can see how nice and soft this dough is. Now don't make your ring too big. You don't want the hole in the middle to be super large. And if you're afraid of using a pastry bag or you've never used one before, you can simply scoop this out with a small cookie scoop, and then you can gently flatten them with moistened fingers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue. All right, now we're gonna take a half of a glacé cherry and we're gonna place it in the middle of each one of these cookies before we put it in the oven. That's gonna help it do two things. It's kind of gonna have the dough bake up around the cherry, and then it's going to help the cherry get set in there. Okay, these are ready to go in the oven, which is preheated at 325 degrees. We're going to bake these for 10 to 12 minutes. So I have set my timer for 11 minutes, and when they come out, I'll show you what they look like and what happens next. All right, this pan just came out of the oven. Now I would say, in hindsight, I should have let these cookies sit on the cookie sheet for a few minutes before I started doing this. But I'm gonna tell you, and in the recipe it will say, let these sit for like 5 minutes on the cookie sheet. And then just go ahead and douse the tops in the powdered sugar. Don't worry about getting the bottoms. Just like that. And now this is what they'll look like. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish up the remainder of the dough, and we will move on, and I'll come back and I'll show you what they look like, and I'll have Rick give them a taste test.
If I have to.
You have to. Our cherry almond snowdrops are ready to enjoy or share, give away as gifts, serve as a treat at your open house, or take as a hostess gift the next time you're invited to a holiday party. These are delicate. They are perfectly flavored. And Rick is not a huge fan of like in-your-face almond flavor, but he even said that the dough was really tasty. And I think the reason is because we've used the cream cheese in the dough. The cream cheese really helps to keep this cookie tender without it falling apart. And also I will say that dunking it in the powdered sugar was not as successful as just sprinkling it. So if you have a powdered sugar canister that you sprinkle like your French toast with, just do that on the pan. You could use a sieve and a spoon and just tap, 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 and then let it snow all over the cookies, and that's gonna be a lot easier, and it's gonna look a lot prettier. So are you ready to taste one?
If I have to.
Okay, let's take this one. One thing Rick loves is a good butter cookie, and this really does qualify, I think. It's got that nice little pop from the cherry in the middle.
Yep. Almond is there, but it's not overpowering.
Right. And I don't think that even though we use 2 teaspoons of almond extract, which I admit is a lot, this is a recipe from my mom and also from my grandmother on my mom's side. So this is really a good dough. It's very versatile. You don't have to make cherry almond snowdrops out of them. You can flavor them however you want. You can put the dough through a cookie press. You can color it up and make Christmas trees or Valentine hearts or whatever you like. So I'm going to leave that up to you. But today we've made cherry almond snowdrops, and I hope that you give these a try. I also hope that you'll take the time to go down in the information box, check out the playlist and all of the participant links in the Holiday Cookie Exchange 2021 collaboration that we've participated in. I'd like to thank Jenny Gough for inviting me to participate, and thank all the participants for sharing all of their wonderful cookie recipes that I'm sure you're going to enjoy. So I hope you give these cherry almond snowdrops a try. I hope you love them, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Awesome. They're really good.
Thank you.